Guys, this is so sad. They really did kill off Mr. Peanut, didn't they? I couldn't believe it at first, but he's really gone. They even found footage of his actual death. If you feel like it's too much for you to watch, you might want to look away now. Here it is. Just awful. Or, well, it would have been, but they brought him back to life like a Soul to Soul single.
Is that a baby nut?
Surprise, motherfucker!
Very surprising. They went ahead and brought Mr. Peanut himself back as a tiny, nutty infant. Adorable baby Peanut, perhaps? Or menacing, allergy-based nuisance. Either way, let's draw him. Alright, we're going to start by drawing two circles pretty much right next to each other. Draw a bigger circle for the bottom half of the body, and then sitting right on top of that, at kind of like a diagonal angle like this, you want to draw another circle. And that's pretty much the shape to a T. You can join these together with a slight curve that kind of dips in between them, and you end up with this kind of peanut shape with the top half just a little bit smaller than the bottom half. And straight away you've got the shape of the body down. If it's helpful at this point, you can cut this shape in half. Let me just hide the original artwork just a little bit more, make that a bit more clear. You can cut this in half to help you position the eyes. And I would draw a line right across here, right across the sort of like the middle of the face, which would be there, for the brim of the hat, which we're better off drawing first, just so that's in place. Now it's really big, it's really oversized for this character. I don't really get why he's born with a hat. I mean, who's born wearing a hat? But whatever, it's a cartoon, I guess. So we'll draw the top of the hat coming right up here, this big kind of tube shape that again is way too big for this character, just kind of scooping off the top of the head right up there. And now we'll draw in the face. So we can start by drawing the eyes, two big circles either side of that middle line that we drew. Two big circles. Go to town with how big these are, because when it comes to young and cute characters, the bigger the eyes, generally the better. It just looks cuter. So the bottom of the eyes, we need to curve these in a bit like that. So just draw a line at the bottom of the eyes just to give the impression that the character is smiling, because the cheeks are all kind of pushed up from smiling. I have done a tutorial on how to draw eyes. I'll link that right there. You can have a look there if you need help drawing eyes in all kinds of different ways, and it does kind of help you understand wrinkling eyes like that. But I'll just erase these bottoms of the circles here. You can go ahead and do the same if you want, just to make things a little bit clearer. So the pupils are huge, like the pupils are really dilated, they're absolutely massive. This guy must have incredibly good vision. So we'll draw two really, really big pupils inside of these eyes, and leave a little bit of room for the whites of the eyes at the very, very sides. And some eyelashes, got a little eyelash flicking out the outside of the outside edge of each of these eyes here. Just draw a small shape either side, just like that. Then he's got a very small nose, and that small nose just kind of sits there, more or less in the middle of the face, and right underneath that is that tiny smiling mouth. Very, very tiny. Don't overdo that. Make it very, very, very small. You want to get the character right. Oh, we forgot the kind of the ribbon around the bottom of the top hat, so we'll just draw that in now. Give it a nice curve so it gives the impression that it's wrapping around the hat. Don't make it flat like that, because yeah, it's just going to look flat and not very interesting. So now for the limbs. So we'll start by drawing the legs. Now there's a leg that comes down here, and there's a leg that comes down here. So feel free to just draw in a couple of lines like that, very short lines, just to create those legs, almost like a skeleton for the legs. And then you can thicken them out. Just draw kind of like a shape around them, give them a bit of thickness, because our character doesn't really have stick legs. The sticks are just there to kind of guide us in the right direction in which way we're going to draw the legs, just to kind of like plan them out before we draw anything on top. So now for the shoes, I'm going to draw a line that kind of curves out as it flicks out towards the end. If you can see that, it's got a slight bit of curve like that, and it ends up in a rounded point and comes back towards the heel right here. And before we're done with that shoe, we need to add in the spats, and all that is coming from the top of the shoe, it curves down towards the heel and just kind of ends there. So this spot here is white, and this bit of the shoe here is like a shiny black. So now for this foot, try and get it the right kind of size here. Try and emulate the size that you did on the other side, and give it that same kind of shape, so it's rounded at each of the edges. This tip here is just kind of like round and soft, and we'll draw the spats just kind of coming over the shoe and wrapping down towards the heel right there. And finally are the arms. Well, not finally, actually there's one extra thing after the arms that we're going to draw. I'm just going to quickly draw in again, just kind of like a guideline for where I want these arms to go. So I'm just going to draw it long here but short here. This is called foreshortening, and it's because the arm is kind of coming towards us. If you can kind of picture that, if I draw a quick 3D diagram, like if you imagine like that, so the hand's kind of here. Okay, so it's coming right towards us. Yeah, that's just called foreshortening, and I will do a tutorial on that eventually. It's a really, really tricky topic, but I'm sure you guys can handle it. If you've been watching draw cartoons, you've got plenty of experience drawing cartoons by now, so I'm pretty sure you guys can handle it. So that'll be coming up pretty soon. So I'm going to draw in the bottom of a glove here, and then for the hand, I'm just going to come up to the side over here and bring it over for the little finger that just kind of causes this little shape like that and finishes. And then once we've got that little finger in place, we can draw the rest of the fingers. So 1 next to it right there, 2, and then a last one just kind of poking out on its own over there, and then we'll draw a thumb just kind of softly sticking out and going back towards that glove there. So the hand's not really doing anything in particular. It is a baby just staring up at the sky, and its hands are kind of flailing around because it's literally just been born and it doesn't know what to do with its hands. So yeah, we don't really have to do anything with the hands too much here. Again, born with wearing gloves. That's kind of weird. Who is born with clothes? Are all peanuts born with clothes? Is that like a thing I don't really know about? But anyway, well, peanuts aren't really born, but you know what I mean. So we'll draw another hand over here. I'm just going to etch out a little shape for it first, and I'm going to start by drawing a thumb on this side. It just kind of curls out the side of the hand over here, and then we'll draw the fingers just kind of curled in, almost in a fist, but not really. They're just kind of relaxed and just kind of draping there. Okay, just a kind of like a hand that's bent and not really doing anything. We'll draw a little bit of the forearm, and then draw the bicep, I guess, the nearer part of the arm, just joining up with the side of the body here. Okay, just for a little extra flourish, you might want to add a little shine to the eyes here. Maybe you want to save that for when you colour it, but I like to kind of plan ahead with that so I know where my light's coming from. And now for the pattern of just kind of like squares on the belly. You don't have to overdo this because in the actual the model from the advert that they made, there's not really too much of this going on. But all you have to do is draw this kind of square pattern that kind of follows the shape of the body around. If you can, try and get those curves to look like it's going around the shape of the peanut. This is much easier said than done, but if you look at a real peanut for reference, or even look at the actual picture of baby peanut from the Superbowl ad, you'll kind of see what's going on here, this kind of curve going around the body. So try your best to get that right. I'm just going to add another one up here, because why not? You certainly don't have to overdo all that. And yeah, so that was the kind of last part of our actual character here. I'm just going to add a bed of leaves, actual peanut flower, a peanut plant rather, leaves, just kind of sat underneath him, because that's what's going on in the ad. It's just kind of been born on this kind of tray of leaves. So I'm just going to draw these quickly, just kind of sitting in underneath our character here. Alright, just kind of giving him somewhere to lie down, because why not? We all need a place to lie down every now and again. And there we go, so our sketch of baby Mr. Peanut is already done. That was nice and quick. So I'm going to go over this with my inks. You should do the same. Get rid of all those pesky guidelines. Don't need those anymore. For example, that can go. This right here can go. This big one in the middle can go, because we've drawn the face now. Don't have to worry about any of those lines linking things together. But yeah, go over it with your pen, and you'll end up with your very own really cool drawing of baby Mr. Peanut. I'm going to go and do that, so I'll see you in just a moment. Well, I'm not a huge fan of peanuts myself, but, well, that's pretty cute. And there you have it, your very own nutty, buttery goodness made from pen and paper. Thanks again for watching. Hit up the Discord channel and join the community, by the way. It's a great place to share your artwork. And while you're at it, make sure you subscribe to the channel and throw down a like on the video like a handful of peanuts. Until next time.